Hello everybody and welcome to the stream. I think we're all set to go here. I'm gonna scoot that down just a little bit. But let me see if we're loading up properly on everything here. And let me know if you guys can hear me. Well, hold on just a second here. There we go. Okay, cool. Wasn't loading there for a second. Alright, I think we are all set up. Let me just pull up my chat, and it doesn't look like my Facebook chat is loading, but I think that is because I have started a couple minutes early. So I think once that starts the event, I think we'll be all good to go. But I'm going to go ahead and get started and talk about what we're going to be working on tonight, and just kind of go through the entire process. Let me close that out, and I will keep an eye on chat, but let me know if you guys can hear me, and let's go ahead and let's get into it. So last stream, last Tuesday, if you guys were hanging out, then you got to see Android 17 here. I've done a lot of work to him since that time. This is actually where we are right now, so we've started to get into posing. I've started to do some secondary forms, some different folds, some stuff in the hands, playing more with the hair as well. So we're a lot further. I think this is actually even further than we were on the last stream last Tuesday. Maybe one of you can let me know. If I remember right, I don't think I even had the hair figured out last Tuesday. I can't remember. But either way, so if you have not been following along with the process, no worries. If you want to catch up, I started this guy from a sphere, pretty much from nothing, right? Sculpted everything from scratch, and if you want to see that, it's over on my YouTube channel. Some of them are also on the Pixelogic Zbrush YouTube channel. But yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and delete this guy, and we'll get to our most recent one, which we have here, which is all posed up and ready to go. If you have never seen me before, my name is Ben. I go by Follygon online. I sculpt here every Tuesday, except for next Tuesday because it's Christmas. Pretty much every Tuesday. I have for the past couple months now at 6 p.m. EST. I also stream over on my Twitch channel, which I will actually... My bad, I forgot to put my little title bar up at the top. There we go, cool. So I stream over on my channel. It's twitch.tv/Follygon with an underscore at the end of it, every day at noon Eastern US time. Also, I'll just very quickly shout out here at the beginning my Gumroad. It's just gumroad.com/Follygon. If you guys Google Follygon, you'll find all my stuff, but this is the one I always shout out because I think it's the most helpful for people. This and my YouTube channel. If free stuff is more the way to go, I have a ton of content, ton of past streams, ton of tutorials on there. On here, I put a lot more work into this stuff. It's my quick start course, my intermediate sculpting course, my more advanced one. And then I have some brushes, materials, base meshes, all sorts of goodies on there that I would greatly appreciate if you checked out. Gumroad/Follygon. Give it a look-see. Other than that, I think we're cool, ready to go ahead and jump right in and start doing some more work on this guy. So I kind of want to do a once-over pass on this before I get focusing on anything specific. So I'm going to just drop him like up in the corner up here so that if we're zoomed in on something and somebody pops in, they're not just confused. Like, what the heck is this? It looks like a sea anemone or something. Like, no idea. So I want to change the angle that this is coming down at. I just started posing this guy today. I just broke symmetry this morning. So he's still rough. He's still in those kind of early stages. I should do this in Transpose Master. That would be a lot easier, I think. So we're going to go into T-Pose Mesh. Send all that on over, and then, yeah, kind of scoot this shoe over. There's more than a few subtools down here, so it's a little hard to do it, one at a time. I could do that, but that doesn't sound like very much fun. All right, let's fix this up. Thinking about model about modeling Charizard, and you did it on Gumroad. Yeah, there's a course that kind of goes through the entire process. That's the, here. This is the one that I said is more of an intermediate level class. So if you're interested in that, that's on my Gumroad as well. But yeah, I love me some Pokemon. I've actually had the great pleasure of being able to sculpt a couple toys for Tomy back when they were the only ones with the license. Now, real, or what is it, Wicked Cool Toys? Is that what it is? Somebody help me out. I think it's Wicked Cool Toys has the license now. Wicked Cool Games, Wicked Cool Toys. It's gonna bother me. Now I'm gonna have to look it up. Somebody look it up for me. They make Cabbage Patch Kids and stuff like that. But they acquired the Pokemon license in the US. I think it was like in February or March of this year. It was in the first quarter of this year. Tomy had, I think Tomy was the only company in the US with the license before that. But they finally decided to share, I guess. Something. Alright, so I wanted to scoot that over, get the weight a little bit more underneath that. I kind of want to straighten out this leg a little bit, play with some of the forms here. Hope that my neighbor's dogs aren't going to kill each other out there. Jeez. Darlin, what is going on? How you guys doing? Everybody on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube as well. Welcome, everybody. Hope you're having a great night. I certainly am. Getting to always sculpt is a ton of fun. I also don't have perspective on while I'm doing some of this because it just helps me figure out the weight of the character a little bit more. He's got this crazy noodly leg here that I need to work on. Like, look at this thing. It's like trying to escape from him. It's trying to worm its way off. We'll have to play with this a little bit. I don't want it looking, you know, too crazy. I want it to fit the 2D concept over here. By the way, if I have not mentioned, I believe I've mentioned in the past, but I don't think I mentioned today, the illustration over here is by GopGap. You guys should absolutely go follow them. They have some amazing work. I love his style. He's got some really cool stuff. Spaghetti leg, yes. He's a spaghetti. What did I just say? Spaghetti leg boy. Spaghetti. All right, so I'm just kind of working on the silhouette here. I'm noticing that there's, you know, quite a bit of curve here going on. So if I can get a little bit more of spaghetti leg boy here, that'd be pretty cool. And let's just hide this arm for a moment. Whoops, that's not what I wanted. I just want to get an idea of the weight here. So he's definitely got this like leaned back kind of like lazy cowboy posture going on. I'm not sure if we've exaggerated this too much or not enough. So I'll often draw a transpose line down through the middle of my character to help figure out the weight, see what's going on there. I don't think he feels so crazy that he's going to just tip right over right now. He's kind of close though. And again, spaghetti legs kind of throwing me for a loop, so let's maybe play around with this leg a little bit more. Spaghetti. Oh, and feel free to ask any questions along the way. If this is your first time here, you have no idea what's going on, I'd be happy to explain any parts of my process. Don't feel like you have to wait till I'm working on something specific here. Like if I'm down here working on spaghetti leg, you can feel free to ask about dagger elbow up here, you know? Move around, it's cool. We're gonna be jumping around a lot too, so no big deal. Spaghetti leg and dagger elbow. They're my current best friends on this character. I've become very acquainted with them over the past couple weeks. a little bit more volume there in the shins. I originally had more of a curve there. I think just straightening that out and maybe even rounding out that edge might help us a little bit more. Is there anything else I want to do in here before jumping out? If anything, I kind of want to lean them forward a tad, just crunch them at the like rib cage line a little bit. I'm gonna have to mask off a bunch of stuff here though. Let's just go through and do some quick selections. Got a bunch of hair and all sorts of stuff up there that I started working on. So I'm just gonna get a really soft mask going here. I don't need a really, I don't want a super tight bend here. I just want something, you know, pretty loose. And I think this will help get our character back on balance just a tad. And let's see. He is a long boy, that's for sure. I also was looking at this hand over here. This hand obviously needs some work. He's doing a lot of weird stuff with his hands. In this one, he's kind of like doing a two-fingered snap kind of thing, although I can't make the pose with my own hand. I don't know what he's doing over there. And with the other hand, this lower left hand, he's like almost making a fist, but his thumb is awkwardly sticking out and his fingers are like not clenched all the way. I don't know. He's doing some weird stuff with his hands, like I said. So I was looking at this hand and I was thinking that I wanted to rotate this back in a little bit and possibly just rotate like the full arm so that the elbow is more more sticking out that way. So this will probably end up breaking a couple things, but you know, we like breaking stuff. Breaking things and then fixing them to make them a little bit better. That's what it's all about. Let's just grab our rotation, transpose there. And I think I do like that angle. That feels a lot closer to what I'm seeing in the concept. I think I can just change this a little bit. Let me see. Just want to find a good place for this to sit. And I want to make sure that, you know, that inner sleeve there is a little bit more loose, and the outer part, you know, we want to follow this silhouette. Right now we have it the opposite direction. This is a pretty big thing, I would say, that we want to pay attention to. Some people might think like this kind of stuff is small, but we're trying to make this character and we want it to read the same, and silhouette is everything on this type of stuff, so we really want this to read exactly the same. Even like this little straight here into another straight, so it's like 1, 2, and we got this little hit happening right there in that corner. I even want that, but I had that at one point and I needed to make some changes to some other areas, so we had to dynamesh and remesh stuff, and I think we just kind of lost it over time. We might be able to get that back in there a little bit. We'll have to play around with it and see what we can do. Showed up when you saw Android 17. Awesome. Yeah. I love me some DBZ. It's a really cool, cool character and cool concept that we're working off of here. Alright, let's do some quick rotations. Pick some angles here. It's all about the angles, guys. It's not really all about the angles. I guess in a retrospective way, it's all about that silhouette. and obsessing over shapes. Lots of obsessing. We're definitely getting there. I'm looking at the legs. I feel like this leg, spaghetti leg. What should we call this leg? If this is spaghetti leg, what is this? Like breadstick leg? Because he's just straight. Breadstick leg and spaghetti leg. So I feel like spaghetti leg could come out a little bit more. One of the main reasons for that is drawing a line down here from the outside edge of the arm ends up hitting on the inside edge of the foot. I don't really have an angle that necessarily happens at other than about straight on, which is not really the hero angle that we're looking at for this character. That actually does make me think, though, that I want to put a little bit of twist in this guy's waist. Probably do that same mask that we did for the rib cage. Try that out for a little bit. Is the red ribbon logo going to be on the texture or a separate mesh? Probably a separate mesh. I was thinking tonight, like right before I jumped on, there's a text plugin in ZBrush that we can use to make those R's. Should work out pretty well. But we will have to wait and see. Somebody find out what the Red Ribbon Army font is. I think we can find an R to match that pretty closely. That should not be a problem. Alright, so I wanted to add a little bit of twist here. Right about there. Draw my transpose line through the mid section. Line that up. And just start doing some rotation here. Whoa, that's my bad. I got my OBS open. My thing is freaking out here, so hold on a sec. Turn off my alerts. That's coming from my channel. That's my bad. But whoever that was, I didn't see the name. Thank you for the follow. Yes, my Twitch channel is twitch.tv/Follygon with an underscore. I would appreciate it if you checked it out. I stream every day at noon EST, except for Sundays. I also stream here on Tuesdays. And I sometimes forget to set up my stream properly and turn off the alerts for my channel. Oh, and on Saturdays we do live critique sessions, which are a lot of fun. If you guys want to get some stuff critiqued live on stream by moi, then you can send some stuff on over. The instructions for how to do that are over on my Twitch channel as well. They're always a lot of fun. We looked at like 5 different models, I think, last weekend. I think it was 5. It was a lot. But it was cool. The more the merrier, I say. So I'm rotating this arm back a little bit because this sleeve isn't really seen all too well from this kind of heroic angle here that we got going on, this view. I was just trying to make that a little bit more in line with what I'm seeing in the silhouette. I still want to get these like sharp points, not like really tight, but more so getting this to match the silhouette. That's what's really important to me. This could definitely be a little bit more thick, coming out this way. Unfortunately, I can't see what this would look like with my subdivs because those are all kind of missing right now because we're just in T-pose or transpose master. But yeah. Verdana R in bold. I don't know, is Verdana a default font? Do I have Verdana? I'm on Windows. Let's see. Text 3D. I cannot scroll. Let's go down to V. Verdana, yes, I do have Verdana. Cool. So we'll try that out for the R's. There's no set font for the Red Ribbon Army. Toriyama even did the R's different multiple times. Nice. Let's see here. Verdana in bold. That sounds like a fragrance or something. Verdana in bold. I only wear Verdana. Alright, let's T-pose back here, just so we can get all that back to our subtools. And then just make sure that we're looking alright in some of the changes that we've made. Maybe make a few more changes before we go about making some red ribbon logos for the shirt. Boop, 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 boop. If you guys aren't familiar with Transpose Master, it's awesome. Love it. Allows you to work on multiple subtools at once. And that's kind of what's happening right now. It's cascading all those changes back to all my subtools. So it's just running through the list. Alright, dagger elbow needs to be moved up a little bit. And punch hand. I'm just going to name all these parts. This hand needs to move out a little bit more. Alright, so from what I'm seeing from the profile, it looks like we could just kind of do some mushing and squishing. Le Perfume by Galbaci Verdana. Nice. Jamie Becker, what's going on? Welcome. Welcome to the stream. As well as everybody else on the YouTubes. How you guys doing? What's going on, YouTube? How's life on YouTube? What's the newest YouTube drama? Who did an oopsie this week? Looks amazing, keep it up. Well, thank you, appreciate that. First time watching says Artsy Chiara, maybe? I'm probably saying that wrong. Artsy Chiara, thank you, though, I appreciate it. Welcome to the stream. Oh my gosh. My pen just made a noise that it is not supposed to make. My pen actually broke like a month ago or so. One of the buttons on it. I've been having to use the button that I'm not used to using, the back one. This top button does not work anymore. And I used to like really choke up on my pen like that. Now I have to hold it back here. It's kind of annoying. But I've gotten used to it by now. At first it was really annoying. I couldn't even rotate around my scene. Love the pose. Tell Gopgap. That's the creator of the concept over here. It's really cool. I like it a lot too. How do you maintain clean edges, says Shank over on YouTube. I'm working on a few school projects where I need some very smooth surfaces and clean edges, but everything turns out a bit blobby. Practice. Practice, 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 practice. Lots of sculpting. That's the true answer. If you want a, if you want me to lie to you, no, I won't do that. Here, let's do this. Let's grab a leg. Yes, the legs are not connected, guys. Secret. Don't tell anybody. Okay. So here I have... Here is the Earth. Round. Alright. So we got a leg. And you're sculpting away. It's a school project, so I'm guessing you're not, you know, super crazy used to ZBrush or anything. You haven't been using it for many, many years. And you're sculpting away, right? Holy cow, what's happening to this shape? It's getting all over the place. It's getting so crazy and dirty, and I'm dynameshing, and nothing's working. What do I do? I'm smoothing it, nothing's working out. Yeah, it sucks. It's annoying. Is my pen pressure not working? What's going on? Oh, my Z intensity is incredibly high. There we go. All right, so we got this blobby mess. What do we do with this blobby mess? What I recommend you do is Dynamesh is great for like blocking stuff out really quick, but when you're trying to go from this to something a little bit more clean, you're gonna have a bad time. So what I recommend doing is Z remeshing very low, something like 0.1 or 1. That'll give you about 100 to 1,000 polys, right around there. After that happens, if you want, you can project the form back onto that shape after you remesh it. You can do that, but I'm not going to go through that entire process. You can just look up Zbrush Projection, and I have a tutorial on my YouTube channel. There's a ton of tutorials online. But now from here, it's a lot easier to clean this up because it's a lot lower poly. I can step up through some subdivision levels and just start cleaning it and really getting, you know, like really in on the shape and focusing on the silhouette, and, you know, look twice, mark once, right? Save yourself some time instead of looking once and marking twice or thrice. Yeah, I don't know. That's what I do. Try it out. Long answer or short answer is kind of like, there's a billion different ways to do everything. It just kind of depends on the situation and lots of practice. This is true. This is the truth. Yes, practice. I feel like the belt has a stronger angle in the concept, not meaning to be nitpicky. Well, the whole point of this is to be nitpicky. If we load up back to this one, maybe? Is this the one before I started posing? It is. So before I started posing, what I did with this, when I posed this, is I took everything in the hips and I just shifted the angle, everything. So yes, the angle now is not accurate, and I will absolutely change that. That is not nitpicky at all to me. If we turn off perspective, you know, a little bit closer here, I would probably even change that more. Let's delete him though. Once you start posing, you end up breaking a lot of stuff that you have to fix. It's all part of the fun. The objective is to get the silhouette and internal silhouette lines, much like that, as close as possible. So we will definitely be changing that. Before we do that though, I really wanted to hone in here on something in the elbow where it's kind of junky. So we'll do that for a little bit, and then we'll take a look at our belt, because that'll be really easy to fix. How did you get such clean topology? Did you start with a base mesh? Did you re-topo halfway through? I don't have really that clean of topology in anything. Like if you look at this, it might look clean to the untrained eye, but if you get in here, it's like, the hell is that? What is that? Like there's all sorts of... This is just auto topology. I have used a little bit of a trick with... It's not a trick. I just used a function to remesh with my polygroups so that it could retain some of that additional information. Like if we look at my face right now, this is not clean topology. But yeah, you know, I have clean shapes. That's a little bit different though. I just, you know, do some remeshing when I need to. Nothing too specific though. Just kind of depends on the situation. Dagger elbow. Let's go. Ooh, you know what? I need to change something in the butt as well. My butt's too flat. I forgot to change that earlier. Put that on the list. There's a lot of things on the list. My boy, what's going on? Clay polish can help as well sometimes. I'm not a huge fan of clay polish. If you do end up using clay polish, make sure that you unmask your mesh, because clay polish will... Oh, what is that? Did I... Why is that creased? What happened there? I don't know what happened there. If you use clay polish, click this a few times just so you can see what happened. It's not really apparent on this, but clay polish, it will, you know, tighten up your surface, exaggerate some like creased areas. Let me undo a few times so you can see what happened to the mesh. So step forward. But if you use clay polish, you have to be careful because it will mask off certain areas. So if I clear my mask, see how that mask goes away? It's kind of hard to tell, but it is actually masking your geometry. So just be aware of that. Alright. And my chat's not updating. One second here, guys. Going to sleep, it's 2 a.m. That sounds fair. Go get some sleep. Sculpt until you have your forms down, then retopo. Sculpt to sharp details. Just sculpting way too high poly? Very possible. Yes, retopoing with poly groups. It's what all the cool kids do. If it doesn't have to be animated, it is clean enough. That is correct. I only need the topology necessary to create the form that I'm trying to make. Amazing work, says Robson. Well, thank you, Robson. Appreciate it. How you doing? I feel like this is such a weird angle to work at. It's crotch in your face. Enjoy. You can't really think of your characters as characters while you're sculpting them. You just have to forget that they're people. Or else it just gets a little awkward. Just think of them as their shapes, their parts that make them up. Because I'm about to sculpt on this guy's booty, and that's just weird, saying that out loud. Alright, dagger elbow. Feeling a little bit closer, a little bit better. Could be sharper. Could be quite a bit sharper. Let's go back into T-pose and make a few more changes. Wrong button. Transpose master. T-pose mesh. Spectre Dave, what's going on, dude? Haven't seen you in a minute. How you doing, man? Clay people have feelings too. That's right. Well, luckily he's not clay. He's polygons. clay people. Clay people. Clay lives matter. That's right. I agree. I couldn't have said it better myself. Let's pull out this butt. Your clay people. So the angle here, I don't know. I don't like it angling this way. I wanted to make it a little bit more flat, or just like pull it all out. In general, just a little bit. I do not work with clay very often, so I'm typically just working in the digital. I have some monster clay, but I don't use it a ton. Take forever. Forever, ever. That's not what I wanted. There we go. Too much junk, maybe, in this trunk. We'll see. Let's grab this belt. Maybe let's grab this bag as well. Well, that didn't work. Let's try that again. Bag. Bag parts. I wanted to, oh, you know what? No, never mind. It's fine. Here, let's just grab the belt. Mask the belt off. And do some rotation here. Turn off perspective. Maybe zoom out a little. Let's see. Right around there, and then rotate this way, up a little more. And we'll move the belt to match that a bit better. The belt buckle can kind of shift this way. Some more. And yeah, from there I'm just gonna adjust the actual belt geo. Just a big old move brush. Probably easier to do this outside of Transpose Master, but at least just like move that a little bit so it's not bothering us quite as much. Something like that. We'll adjust that here in a little bit. But that angle is definitely feeling a lot better thus far. We will fix it even more once we get out of here. This sleeve and this arm. I want to get some more volume in the back of the shirt. Just kind of in the silhouette back here. It's getting a little bit more rounded. So let's see how hard that would be to do. So a little bit of pull out here. It's a little bit hard to see what's going on in some parts of the shirt just because it's dark. So that makes it a little tough to figure out what's going on in some areas. For the most part though, I think we've got a lot of the shapes down. I think we could use some more volume and exaggeration in some of these areas through here, through the floof and the flame. But we'll play with all that separately. Quite a flat body. He's a flat boy. He's a long boy. Oh, flat booty. Body. Why are the pant sleeves two different meshes? Is there an advantage when modeling? There was on this character. Once this is done, I'll show you. I did it to make the seam for the crotch. I can't show you right now. It's calculating. If I click, ZBrush will yell at me. It'll say, why? Why did you click? And it's actually not doing it. Alright, cool. I guess ZBrush won't yell. Oh, there, we're done. Oh, and we're quick saving. Here. So, if you look in here, I've just inflated one side of this to create the seam. It's actually kind of like tucked in a little bit over here. But yeah. So that's why I split this in half. I didn't model it one side at a time though. You can go back and watch the process, but here. I modeled this shape, like just this, and then I modeled the legs. And then I've, built up more form over time, creating the seam and everything else here. How did I model the belt, was it? I thought I saw that somewhere. Yes. topic. Just polymodeled it. Nothing crazy. Z modeler brush. Made a cube. Went to town on it with a few different options. Stuck a little red piece in the middle for the, make it look like the same belt. For this part of the belt, just a tube of geometry. Creased up some edges, went to town. Nothing too crazy. But now, we must align all the things that we've broken. I'm very good at breaking things and then fixing them to be ever so slightly better than they were before. You have, once you get into posing, it's all about like breaking stuff and, you know, and resculpting. If you're going to pose your character sculpturally here in ZBrush, you are going to break more than a few things. You just need to accept that fact. It's just how it works. Like hang that down just a little bit more. He is looking sassier and sassier with like every single brush stroke that I make. Like when I twisted and tilted these hips and shoulders, he immediately got like 10 times sassier. Never thought to do that. I'm not sure which part, what I did that you didn't think to do. But awesome, I'm glad I could have helped. Learning ZBrush, painfully unaware of how to work rationally and efficiently. I know almost nothing. Well hey, a great place to start is some of my tutorials on my YouTube channel. I also have stuff on my Gumroad that I put a lot more time into. That's paid content though, of course. And there's, you know, a ton of awesome creators here on the Pixelogic ZBrush channel that are streaming every day that you should also check out. No, stop. Oh my gosh. This happens sometimes. You just use the move brush, and ZBrush says nope. But there's my Gumroad link, or it's not even, I don't think you can even see it. It's gumroad.com/Follygon now. You can check it out. We will restart ZBrush. I think we got a Z-tool quick save off of that. So hopefully we're good. Watch the stream from the start, so maybe I'll learn something. Well, don't beat yourself up too hard, but if you hold on a second. Let me see if I got all this. Whoa, come back. Whoa, guy. Freaking out on me. I think we're good, though. I think that's everything. Oh, looks like the belt changes are in there. Cool, so that did some saving for us. I'm gonna re-import my concept. If I can click a button. Ooh, crashes are fun, right? I cannot see where this should go. Right there. Looks good. Alright, so sorry, what was I saying? Oh yes, watching the stream from the start. You can do that over on my YouTube channel, just from a sphere all the way up to where it is now. It's a lot though. It's a great deal of hours. I stream probably about I sculpt, I should say, about 2 or 3 times slower when I'm streaming, just because I'm, stopping and talking and explaining other stuff. Man, it's really hard for me to sculpt and talk at the same time. If you've ever heard a Let's Player say, oh, it's hard to play video games and talk at the same time, I'm like, oh, shush, you shush your shush. This is extra hard mode. I can barely do it. I don't even do it successfully, I don't think. What's wrong? Yeah, my transpose line, that's what's wrong. My brain cannot split like that. It tries. Alright. So we have thickened up our booty a little. We have shifted our belt down, which someone was pointing out to us, thankfully. Someone else pointed out that the shoes were looking a bit short earlier. We ended up lengthening those. I think they're feeling a lot better now. There's still, you know, quite a few different things that need to happen here to get us closer to our concept, but let me make sure I didn't miss anything in the chat here. Do you happen to know how to create blend shapes in ZBrush using different subtools instead of layers? Using different subtools instead of layers. I'm not sure why you would want to do that, but I think it would involve using, as long as the geometry is the same, you can play around with the morph brush. Maybe look up some stuff with the morph brush. If you're not familiar with it, play around with that. I watch tutorials at 2x speed. Holy cow. I wish I could sculpt at 2x speed. That would be nice. The shoulders do have a different silhouette than the concept. What I would like to do to the shoulders, actually, and we don't have to do this right this second, but let's get in here and look at the basic idea for how to do this, because I had it set up earlier. Why is there that? That was a little weird. Don't know where that came from, but that's okay. So the basic thing that I had going on here with the shoulders earlier, I'll try to get it back in roughly. I'll probably take a bit more work than this. And that line could probably be a bit lower. Whoops. Try to get this a little bit closer here. So if you look at the silhouette for the shoulders, they almost have this shoulder pad kind of feeling, right? You got this sharp pull out, straight down, and then out. So 1, 2, 3. Whereas previously we just had the 1, 2. So we want to get that straight down, then out. Match that a little bit closer. So I originally had this in, but I had to get rid of it just as I was making more and more changes. Hopefully we can sculpt this back in relatively quickly. We'll see. In the drawing there's a sharp angle. Yes, there absolutely is. If you look right here, you can see that hit, and you can see it over on the left side as well. We'll just draw a line straight between both of those. So we want to try to capture that. I'm using some pinch brush right now and some trim to push this edge back down. And now you can see that we're starting to get that 1, 2, 3, and we can, you know, rotate back out here to around the same angle that we're gonna want and play around with that. We'll grab our pinch brush back, start pinching and moving some geometry around. Try to get something that looks good. That's what it's all about. Just trying to make something that looks good. Not always that easy though. Ramesh, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. I believe that the bulge on the back of the shirt is not his muscle, but cloth physics. No, this is definitely not his body. It's sticking out pretty far. Yeah, I've done some stuff to dirty up the cloth here over time to get some slight small little wrinkles in some of these places. That's starting to work a little bit better here. We can maybe pull this edge down a little bit more. Grab a big old mover. Check proportions on some of this stuff, just by eye. and over time, slowly start to build up that transitional shape. Yes, this is the kind of stuff that we want to look for, though. We want this to feel like the same character. And if we don't have this kind of stuff in here, you know, at a really basic, quick glance from way out here, you'd be like, oh yeah, that's that guy, sure. Like, you zoom in a little bit, I think even on a first read you could, you know, pick up on a lot of this stuff. I would say right now he's probably like first read good enough, but not for me. I still want, you know, a lot more of this stuff. Plus, once you start getting, you know, in a little bit more and inspecting some of these things, it doesn't really line up the way it needs to. Some proportions are off by a little bit. Some belt angles are wrong. It's the kind of stuff that you need to pay attention to. Stuff you need to obsess over. Or else, when you send something off to a client, they're gonna be like, hey dude, the heck? We thought you were good at this. How about you try again? I've definitely had that happen more than a few times. Clients always love to send stuff back. It could be perfect and they'd be like, yeah, but like it could be a little bit more perfect, couldn't it? You're like, I guess, sure. Alright, so we're just cleaning up some edges. Getting some stuff a little bit closer. That's feeling a little bit better. Seams will be a thing that we do more so at the end, not right now. We're gonna be waiting to do seams for a little bit. What will I do with his right leg silhouette? His right leg or the right one that we're looking at, Noodle Boy? Yes, so his left leg. The gesture is so extreme that it throws off anatomy completely. Well, that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it throws off anatomy completely. We're trying to sculpt this character, so we're going to try to match it as close as we can. There are some things that you will have to compromise on. I'm going to try to match that as closely as I can, like I mentioned. But if it's just, you know... Here's what I'll say. So the mindset of, oh, this is so crazy, this is so wonky, this breaks anatomy, that doesn't matter. Don't have that mindset, don't have that idea. When you're working on, you know, from a concept and you're trying to match that concept as closely as you can, do that. Don't worry about it. Anatomy is just a tool. Anatomy is not a rule. It is not a law that you must abide by. You will have characters that you work on that will have different proportions in their limbs. I've certainly worked on, you know, more than a few that just have differently shaped arms and differently shaped legs based on the pose that they're in. And that's just kind of the nature of how some things work when you're working from a 2D concept that, you know, cheats some stuff. And if you're trying to match it as close as you can, you gotta cheat right back. So we will try to get as close as we absolutely can, but where compromise does need to happen is where it starts to break down in other angles. So it might work from this one angle, it might look really cool, but as we start to rotate around in 3D, is it making the character feel really off balance? Is it just looking really silly? You know, does it look dumb? Does it look bad? These are some things that we'll have to look at the closer I get to this leg. Right now I don't have it pushed out nearly as far as it is in the concept. It's kind of my mental compromise for the time being, but over time I will try to scoot that further and further until I find a point where it breaks. Push things until they break and then nudge them back a little bit. Alright, let's do the same treatment to our other arm over here. Pinch and trim and probably a couple others. Uni, welcome to the stream. Looks so good, thank you. Appreciate it. Nice toy. Thanks. Yeah, I think a lot of people that are, you know, a little bit newer like yourself, Top Keck. I just realized that your name is Top Keck. I was calling you Topic. Nice. A lot of people kind of approach like anatomy in the beginning as this, like, it's this rule, right? You got to follow it. Stop thinking of it as a rule and more of a tool, and I think that'll help you out. The number one rule that, you know, the thing that you need to follow the closest is right here, your reference. I need to pull this out quite a bit more. So like these are probably going to be shaped differently in the shoulders a little bit, and that's just kind of how it goes. As long as it, you know, matches the silhouette and it also looks good from every angle, I will be happy. Anatomy is definitely something that can help me on a character like this, but it's not, you know. I'm not sitting here looking up my gangly dudes on Pinterest, finding all my anatomy references like, oh yeah, this is going to be great for my Android 17 cartoon style character that I'm working on. Definitely not. I think this angle needs to change. Oh, you know what? What happened to that polygroup? I had a polygroup in there. Kind of got a little fudged up, it looks like. That's okay. Boop. Oh, fun little thing that you can do in ZBrush, by the way. With your transpose line. You can like set this however you want, and then if you control click in this middle one, or no wait, did I do it wrong? Now maybe it's rotate? Now I'm just confused myself. I thought it was that. I was gonna show you guys something cool, but then I forgot how to do that cool thing, so never mind. You can make the camera rotate to whatever angle you have the transpose line set to. I thought it was control clicking, because I just did it on accident. I guess it's not. I don't remember now. If I played around with it for a little bit, or if somebody wants to give a quick Google, let me know. But it's a pretty cool little hidden feature that not many people know about, I don't think. Especially with the advent of the 3D gizmo. Cool kids use the transpose line though, just so you know. Aw, you gotta go grab some Z's. That's not a problem. The stream will be up on the Pixelogic YouTube channel, probably within the next day or so. They're typically really good about uploading that stuff quickly. Thanks for the advice, no problem. Just gained a YouTube sub. Well, thanks, yo. Hopefully that stuff helps you out. Get some pinching in here. play around with some of the silhouette a little bit more. Sculpting that fold would have taken you 10 minutes. Well, that's not taking me much faster. You get better with time. Try not to compare yourself too much to others. I consider myself a pretty slow sculptor. Like, I'm pretty good at making stuff clean. It just takes me a while. I'm not worried about it though. Like, I'm slow when I'm streaming. I think I'm a slow sculptor I think I'm slow. I think I'm a slow sculptor in general. But, you know, compared to some other people, they would probably think, you know, oh, that's really quick. It's all relative, right? When I'm streaming, I feel like I sculpt really slow because I'm trying to talk and think at the same time. Talking and thinking and sculpting all at the same time. That's tough. That's a lot of work. I can barely talk without sculpting, let alone while sculpting. Jeez. This shirt's so dark, it's kind of hard to glean a lot of information. So, as I've been... What the heck is that? As I've been going through here making more and more changes, I've been kind of reevaluating different parts. Someone actually messaged me on Instagram right before I started streaming. I should read it because I think it's appropriate. I don't really need to read it. Essentially, they were just saying, like, they were asking for advice about stuff and just saying, you know, hey, I've noticed that you've been sculpting on this character for a long time. Let's see, actually. So, eight-ish days that I've been streaming on this guy. I guess this would be day, or actually less than that. So probably like a week. And each week, you know, each day of the week that I did spend on this, probably an average of like we'll say average of 3 hours. So let's be generous. So I'll say 20 hours that I've spent on this character. That's normal. And the fact that I got this far in 20 hours while streaming, that's great. Yeah, I think that's fine. I'm fine with that. For a character of this quality, you know, I'm going to spend a lot more time on this probably. I planned on it. But yeah, it takes a long time. But essentially the guy messaged me and was just saying, you know, I can't help but get discouraged when I see that you spend so long on something like this. And, you know, I feel like it's gonna take me so much longer. And I really just want to put in perspective, it takes a long time. You know, not just the amount that you put into something like this, but also the amount of time that comes before it and all the other projects to like get up to this skill level. So don't get discouraged either though, because like everybody started in the same place. Everybody started at 0. You're not, you know, there's nobody out there that's special that just like picks up the pen and is like, wow, look, I did it. Like, that just doesn't happen. It's not how it worked for anybody. But don't get discouraged. It does get easier. You just need to put in, you just need to pay your time, right? Pay your time for the, well, not really crime, but you still gotta pay your time. Everybody else did it. You gotta do it too. Gotta do the painful stuff now so you can do the fun stuff later. Yes, when people look on ArtStation and see hundreds of work, it feels like people complete stuff every hour. If you're someone that kind of gets put out a little easily, I would maybe not go on ArtStation so often, because the first page that loads is like the trending tab, right? And I've been on the front page of ArtStation a few times now, and I don't say that to brag, but I say that so that I can mention that, oh wow, I'm on the front page of ArtStation, that's amazing, and it's like, you know, a day later it's gone. It's, you know, completely, sorry, I smashed my mic. It's completely gone. Like, it's just, that's the way the internet works, right? It's like not you gotta get used to it, I guess. But there's tons of amazing work. People always see the end result, but very rarely see all the time that went into something. So try to be one of those people that sees the time that went into something. It'll help put all that in perspective for you. I know it's really easy in our age of the internets, right? To, on average, I've heard, I don't know how true this statistic is, but I've heard that, you know, on websites like Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, social media, ArtStation, whatever, the average time that somebody goes on here and looks at an image of something is like 6 seconds. So like, perspective, right? Let's be generous and say 10 seconds, right? 10 seconds. I'm gonna work on this for, I don't know, maybe 20 more hours? Let's say I work on this until the end of the year. I just have to understand, and I do understand, that I put, you know, let's say I put 50 hours into this character, and then I upload it online and somebody looks at it for 10 seconds and then they get on with their life. That's cool. That's totally cool. It's just the way it works. But like I said, try to be one of those people that sees all the work that goes into things. Then I feel like it's not quite as discouraging, right? I'm trying to build up these volumes down here a little bit more, if I did not mention. Let me see what I missed in chat really quick. Oh my gosh. M. Suhao, thank you, welcome. Yes, oh my god, it gets good eventually. Everything looks bad at first. The part of the shirt where it meets the punch should be inflated, where it meets the punch. Oh, the pouch, this. Yeah, that's actually what we're working on right now. Beat you to it. How much time did it take you to do this character? Roughly like 15 hours up to this point. Let's see, what else did I miss? I started noting down how many hours I ZBrush a day, and as a result, I know how long any particular project takes me. My last project took me 250 hours. It's a lot of hours, but, you know, I mean, that's cool. That's awesome. Oh, and by the way, people, feel free to share links to whatever you're working on in chat, you know? I'd love to take a look. And I'm sure a lot of other people would as well. There are not an infinite number of artists out there, but there are quite a lot, yes. Let's see. Feels bad. Talent doesn't exist, only practice. Yeah, pretty much. Can you talk about what way / how is your approach to studying anatomy? I don't know if you heard what I said earlier about anatomy. Think of anatomy more as a tool and not a rule. Here, do I have... I don't have it anymore. That's okay. So think of anatomy more as a tool and less of a rule. I think that'll help you get in the right mindset. And then the other thing is try not to bulk study anatomy. More so, I would say try to work on a project, and when you reach a certain point where you're having trouble making something specific, look up a reference, and then keep sculpting, look at the reference, keep sculpting, and go back and forth. That would be my advice. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sure. 1, 2, shut the door. Wait, what is it? 1, 2, Freddy's coming for you? That's right. Alright, so I'm just gonna push and pull some stuff around a little bit here. Pull down a little bit more back there. I think I'm fine with that shape. And let's just kind of fill in some of this. And I'm going to turn off that material because I can't see worth a poop. I could use like an inflate brush here or something, but I just like don't care. I don't really like inflate all too much very often. I'll use it from time to time, but honestly clay tubes like just gets the job done. And then from the silhouette, this curve is kind of a little bit wrong here. Yeah, I'm too lazy to like reach up and press the 8 key for my hotkey for the inflate brush. That's right. My hand is stuck where it is, and it will move no more. No, I just like the clay tubes brush a lot. I think this bag needs to shrink in a little bit from the sides, or maybe just move forward a little bit, just so I'm not getting this popping out so much in the... you know what? Yeah, I take that back. Let me just turn this arm off for a little bit. There we go. It's much easier to see without that in the way. Let's see. Rehab is working on something cool. I'll have to take a look at that. Let's see. Got a cool penguin here. Skater penguin. That's a lot of fun. First pose test. Very fun. I like it. He's cool. Reminds me of the penguins of Madagascar, which I've actually sculpted 3 of them, 2 or 3, for an amusement park in Dubai. It was a lot of fun to work on those guys. I did Skipper, and he had like a flag and he had like an arm move. I did Kowalski, and he had a giant like soda pop. I don't remember the other one's name, but he had like a phone, and he was like moving it up and down, and then they rigged up some like flash for the camera or something like that. Working on a Widowmaker bust, that's pretty cool. Doing some practice, nice, nice. Been forever. All made in ZBrush, it's a cool project to work on. Yeah, I enjoyed it. Trying to think of what all I did for the Madagascar ride. Penguins, I got to work on Alex the lion, Gloria the hippo, Marty the zebra, but I didn't sculpt Marty, I just did a breakout of the character so that we could mill it, then mold it. Oh my god, Dubois. Okay, so this character, holy crap, this character. I sculpted, I think, 5 of these characters in different poses with different clothing and gear and doing all sorts of crazy stuff. If I can find a full body, or I guess this works. Her butt is bigger than her whole body, and her front butt, she has a front butt, is a giant fupa, and it's oh my god, this character. There was just like a month of my life where I did nothing but sculpt Dubois. It was probably even longer than that. It was like torture, but it was fun. It was like fun torture. This will work on some of this stuff. It was really cool. Again, not for the film, for an amusement park in Dubai. Dubois in Dubai. Unfortunately, I can't share the digital files anywhere, screenshots or anything of the digital files. I can share pictures of the real life figures though. I don't have any of those handy that I can just like pull up really quick. But if you guys remind me, I will absolutely grab some off of my old company's website. Show you guys some of those. There's some cool ones. I don't think I have any of those, but I think I have like some quick ones over in this. I like downloaded a couple recently. A couple characters here. Some things that I got to sculpt on. They're like really weird about sharing images of the digital files that we sculpted. Some of the physical stuff like didn't come out as nice as I would have liked, but you know, I don't get a say in that. I just got to do the digital side. I do stuff for like breakouts and all that kind of stuff for molding or for milling and printing, and then handling some printing. I was not in charge of operating the Kuka. That sounds like a lot of fun. But yeah, there's a few of those. I have some more, but there's just a few quick ones so you guys can see what they look like. And those are like life-size figures. The skeletons I think were like around 4 feet tall-ish, I want to say. Somewhere around there. But yes, the Dubois were like 5 feet tall. They were pretty big. And like I said, sculpting Dubois, but a lot of fun. Nah, it just got really old really quick. I think there were like 8 of them total. And thankfully, I did not have to make all of them. Or probably would have, I don't know. I don't know what I would have done. Probably just sculpted them, but I wouldn't have enjoyed it. Oh, you finished a baby Groot? That's pretty sweet. I love me some Groot. Groot's so cute. You went ham with the inflate brush? Yeah, you could say that. Oh man, it was... Whew. Some good memories. I probably have like... I'll have to dig up some old images. At the time, they were like even pretty crazy about us like sharing stuff that was from the right. Like it, I don't know. It was weird. But I shall honor their wishes. Alright, I think we're pretty good down here on a lot of this now. I could sit here and play with this a little bit longer, but I think I'm just gonna move on. But what we can do next is play with the Red Ribbon Army little insignia thing there. That would be cool. Let me just soften that up just a little bit more. Alright, so to do the little RR, let's first make a letter R. So if you guys don't know, there's this cool little plugin in ZBrush. It was added in, I think, 4R8P2, 4R... It might have been, I don't remember if it was 2018 or not. I thought it was in 4R8. Now I cannot remember. I can't remember if I need to duplicate a subtool or not either. But we're gonna go into the Z plugin menu under Text 3D. I think we said, somebody in chat said Verdana. Looked very similar. Verdana Bold. And we're gonna click on New Text. And I'm just gonna type in an R and hit enter. And here we go. Here we go! Did I need to duplicate that? I did not. Awesome. Okay, so there's our R. It actually looks, you know, pretty close to what I'm seeing there. So we'll say that's good. If we try to smooth out this R, we will run into some problems. Some problems that we can solve pretty easily just by going into our crease menu and clicking on the crease button. It should crease all edges with an edge that exceeds 45 degrees or greater. So that just happens to mean all of these edges that we just creased with, just by clicking that on the default little crease tolerance there. So that's actually pretty much all set up and ready to go. Yeah, so let's grab this, grab our R. You can just kind of hold on to this for us for a moment. Here you go, buddy. Put this in your hand. Hold on tight. All right, and let me just quick save this really quick. And I'm thinking I could... So there's a cool thing you can do with creating an insert mesh brush where you can make it match the form a little bit closer. We might do that. Let's just make the actual... whatever that shape is. There's a couple ways to do that. I don't know. I can just like cheese it really quick. Let's see, let's find the placement here. Somewhere around here. This is gonna make this match the form perfectly. So I just have the shirt, this little part. I'm just gonna cheese it really quick. So cheese. And then Zbrush. Give me something small, please. Ah, you fudged it. You almost had it. You were so close, ZBrush. It's okay, I'll help you out. What you doing, buddy? Why won't you let me select that? Okay. Not sure what's going on. Why won't it let me delete that? Won't even let me select the edge. It's like it exists, but it doesn't exist. Oh no, what's that? I think, oh, wait, what? Oh, I see. So get this. Here, delete a polygon. I think there's like an extra triangle. It's like folded over. Yeah, that was weird. It actually did a decent job on the Z mesh. But yeah, here. So what I wanted to do from here was just delete edge loop, so it's all in the same position. If we want to really simplify it. What's nice about having the polygons in there that we did have was that it matched perfectly. It doesn't really matter though. Yeah, we could have just as easily inserted something like this, but at least it stays in the same position. You know, you can simplify it as much as you want. I kind of overdid it maybe a little bit, but that's okay. So from here, I'm just gonna extrude all polygons, add a little bit of thickness, make this like a little badge or something. Flip. Z modeler, crease, edge loop, crease all the edges. Thank you. What's nice about having geometry instead of, you know, polypaint or a texture is it's really easy to manipulate, move around. Plus, I don't know if this is just like supposed to be printed or maybe it's an iron-on patch. And then I can add some more geometry in here. Preferably without the creases. And then let's go through here and conform these a little bit more. I still have my creases set up in the proper areas, so it'll round out through there, which is really nice. And now with something that's, you know, relatively low poly, I can go through here, clean this up, get it hugging the surface pretty well, and then drop our R's on the surface and wham bam slam. Let's see. Proportionally, I think our guy is a little bit fat. Well, that's okay. That's easy enough to fix. So I'll come in here and let's just try tapering this by itself first. Sample our red, grab our proper material, turn on mRGB, fill that in. I'll just choose the same off-white here for our letter R. Thanks for holding that for us, bud. I will take that now. And just scale this down and get it into position. Let's maybe straighten this out a little bit more. R for rotate, maybe. And all right. Let me. Where is this in my subtool list? By the shirt. So if you have a bunch of subtools in your list, a fun thing that you can do, a cool little trick, like if you need to move something up or down your subtool list and you have a bunch of subtools in, like let's say I have my head and I want to put my head down at the bottom of my subtool list for whatever reason. If you hold the shift key and then click the shift to move down, so you can move it down one at a time, or if you hold shift it moves it down to the very bottom. So that's a quick little trick if you have, like I do, 43 subtools, and you want to organize them a little bit faster. It's a nice little thing to do. Alright, I'm gonna hide everything except for our thing here. Now again, I could make an insert mesh to do this, or an insert brush. Probably wouldn't take very long, but I don't know. I've already got this here, right? Plus it would require adjustments either way. One R. Frank Morrill, welcome. How you doing? Just arrived in the live stream. Don't know how long you already spent on this character, but it looks great. Definitely the 3D version of the 2D. Cool. Well, thanks, yo. Appreciate it. Whoa, what just happened? Come back. Why did that... Oh, no, that's okay. Never mind. We're fine. Oh boy. Alright, so we'll rotate here. And I'm gonna need this to conform a little bit more because our shirt is it's got folds and such in it, right? So I'm gonna try to rotate that, keep it stiff for a little bit, and I'm just gonna grab a big move brush and manually get that into place. Now, if you have an insert mesh brush, or an IMM brush, insert multi-mesh, you can actually go into your brush menu under, so it's easier to see, under, I want to say, it might be just under modifiers. So there is a setting. Let me actually grab an IMM brush here really quick. Just grab my insert ear. So I have an insert ear brush that I made. I modified it like a week ago. But let's look now, because now some of these will be lit up. Projection strength. So under brush, modifiers, projection strength, if you crank this all the way up, it will conform the geometry that you're inserting to the shape of the surface that you're applying it to. Which is not super great for our ear currently. But that probably would have worked a little bit better for our... what's going on with that material? It's a little out there, but I might need to fix that. So that's a really helpful tool if you're using an IMM brush. Please don't crash. Okay, never mind. That's okay. I ask nicely, too. Alright, we'll restart ZBrush. Hey, check out my Gumroad. Gumroad.com/Follygon. Courses, tutorials, brushes, materials, courses, tutorials, and more. I know I said courses and tutorials twice, but it's because they're on here 3 times. Also, anybody else having this happen when they restart ZBrush lately? I have this set in the settings to show if news is updated, but it still pops up. I'm not sure why. This only started happening like within the past week. I'm not sure why it's doing that, but it's a little annoying. Alright, let's fix our R's and then get on with our life. Surprise boobs, yes. That base mesh. So Gumroad recently changed the layout of their website, and they made these icons a lot taller, and they like changed the way that they work. So now I can't make this. Normally it was cropped out, but now it's not. It used to look like that. That's what it used to look like. And that base mesh actually does come in that quick start course if you guys are interested. Let me import this image really fast here. What the heck? Or not. There we go. ZBrush is being silly. And I need to restore my config because my hotkeys aren't working. My custom menu was gone. It's doing that for you too. So maybe it's on their end. Is there anybody else that it's doing that for? Updating the streamers on the second page, and that counts as an update. That might be possible. I know that a few new streamers have been added, so maybe it just so happens that it's happening every 24 hours or so. You're a great artist. Ha 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 ha. Thank you. R. What is a pirate's favorite letter? You might think R, but it's the C. That's right. Oh no, somebody that's so funny. Somebody actually put like 10 minutes, or not 10 minutes ago, like 5 minutes ago, a pirate's favorite letter in the chat. I didn't even see that. What's going on, Copy Wrong? Welcome. Yeah, I'll link the my Gumroad page really quick. Sorry, the link does not show because my little title bar up there covers up my browser URL. My URL. Okay, so we just crashed, but we were able to get most of this in here. I want to make this a little bit brighter. It feels a little dim. Feels a little dull. Needs a little bit more value and saturation, maybe. One thing that's really cool that you can do with ZBrush and color is instead of just filling in, you know, color after color to try different things, you can lower your RGB intensity and fill in only a small percentage of that. So I'll just fill in like 15% of that a couple times. And yeah, that looks good. We'll stick with that, sure. Yeah, let's turn that back up. I think I need to turn, obviously, the head, but I'm trying to see if there's anything else here I want to do for major proportional changes, pose changes as well. The leg, the noodle leg needs to come out a little bit more. Oh no, that's not good. So I'm pretty sure with that crash, I think that's a memory problem. I actually didn't read it. It's been a very long time since I've got that, but I'm pretty sure transpose will just not work now unless I restart ZBrush. No, that's not good. So I can't really turn the head now. We'll just keep going. We'll work on something else. We don't need to turn the head right this very second. Not the end of the world. Let's kind of zoom around here and find some more stuff we can work on. The elbow is definitely going to need some help. Can maybe do some of that. I kind of want to move a lot of things at once though. That's a little frustrating. Yes, it's the same jerk who made the artist joke. The artist jerk joke. Mark Whitty, what's going on? How you doing? Let's get a little bit more sag in our sleeve. Haven't really done too much for secondary forms in this guy. I really don't know how this edge got creased here, but it's actually going to cause a lot of problems as I continue to step up and down through my subdivs. And move stuff around. So that's a little annoying. I kind of want to Dynamesh that out. Am I okay with Dynameshing this arm right now? Probably. So currently the arm, oh, isn't that beautiful? Look at all that geometry all pinched in there. Ooh, that's fun. Can't really tell without the polyframe on though. Let me just push this up a little bit. No transpose, or no 3D gizmo. I don't want to use you. I like my transpose line. Get out of here. Only time I really use the 3D gizmo is when I need to grab the deformers in the little gear icon. That's about it. I don't have anything against the 3D gizmo. I just am used to using the transpose line. I like the transpose line. Let's work on this shape a little bit more for around that crease. Sticks out a little awkwardly here. Whoa. Alright, so our arm, oh, and our wrist as well. For our arm slash sleeve kind of deal here, I'm going to Dynamesh this together. Right now these are currently separate objects. I like keeping stuff like this separated where there's a tight crease or anything like that, because often you want to manipulate that a little bit. I'm fine with blending this together now, and also getting rid of the awkward creasing happening up top. That is not what I wanted. So just a quick Dynamesh here, and let me undo that really fast. Try that again. Do you have any tutorials on Patreon on how to do stylized sculpts? I do not have a Patreon, but I do have a Gumroad. I just kind of pulled it up. I don't want to keep spamming it, but it's just gumroad.com/Follygon. I have stuff on there for creating stylized characters, yes. I have stuff on there for newer users, and some stuff on there for more advanced and more intermediate stuff. I also have some base meshes, brushes, materials. You know, you can get like 5 of these base meshes, mannequins, whatever you want to call them, blockouts for $1. A bunch of stuff on there. Gumroad.com/Follygon, or if you just go to Follygon.com, my website, you'll find it. Find all my stuffs. With Google, you will succeed. Ignore your spelling. That's not a problem. Don't worry about it. Alright, so let's clean up this shape a little bit more. kind of fill in this volume. Whoa, no, no thank you. We definitely want dagger, dagger elbow, like in the concept. So we are going to try to get the dagger elbow. Move AccuCurve. Here, I'm gonna pull this down really sharp. A little exaggerated at first. And begin shaping this up over time. I don't know why that elbow over there is like so pointy, but it's a cool silhouette. I like the shape. I'm down to try to make it work. Why are my brushes so high on their values are so high for some reason? Being a little too strong. Ooh, ow. No problem, Mark. Hope it helps you out, man. Just keeping an eye on time here really quick. I should actually check to see who is streaming after me. Fine. Wait, 7 p.m. That can't be right. Oh, no, sorry. I was confused. Sorry, I'm confusing time zones. So, we're cool. We are cool. Alright, we'll keep going here for a little bit longer. It's like 7 p.m. It's almost 8. That's PST. I'm in the Eastern US time zone, so I'm 3 hours ahead of Pixo and their times that they post. It's all relative. Okay, so I'm going to remesh this, and because I kept the poly groups, I can actually use this to my advantage. I'm going to redo some of the poly grouping though. I would like to keep that poly group in that creased edge, right through, up through there. Some of this is a little dirty though, that's okay, we can clean it up, and the remesh should be a lot better for it. Alright. I kind of want to move this edge this way more. Here, I'm just going to polygroup that, and I'll do that after I remesh it. Oh, and there. Okay, so Z-remesh, keep groups, 1K is fine. It's just a pretty simple shape, maybe 2K at the most. I wouldn't really do more than that for something like this. Let that do its thing, and we'll probably have to project some of this just to retain the volumes and everything else, so. Let's see. Yeah. What the heck? Look at all those stars. That's no good. Here. Just to make ZBrush do what we want. This is pretty thick. I was planning on shrinking this area here to make that less thick. I might have some trouble remeshing some of this though. I just want to Z-remesh it quick. I might just turn off keep groups if it's really freaking out. We'll see. Holy macaroni. Alright, well that's not great. I'll deal with it for now. We'll make it work. I don't want to sit here and do a billion reprojections while I'm streaming. Or remeshing, Z-remeshes. So I want dagger elbow to be just a little bit less daggery. I know that's a sharp point in the silhouette. I just want to move it up a bit, and then also look at how do I want to do this? Something like that. Try to make this work. Try to do this quick. But it's also not a good idea to rush too much here. Trying to move that seam to be a little bit more in the middle. I actually might end up cutting this back up. I do this a lot where I will like temporarily merge stuff together to start figuring out the shape a little bit more, and then I'll, you know, dice stuff back up so that I can clean it up after I figured out what I exactly want to do. Just because it's easier for me to cut things up and merge them back together to get nice clean shapes. But hey, it obviously works because I end up making stuff pretty clean. So I must be doing something right at some point. I don't want to obsess over an area too much that's kind of a little bit hidden, like something like this. I'll try not to too much, but I kind of can't help it. I want this guy to look cool, look good. So after, you know, temporary merging that, so the reason I merged that together, I could really start working on some of this surface. But now I'm like, wow, this is like so thick here. Like, I want to thin that out. What's a really good way to thin that out? Dynamesh it, split it off, and start working this surface a little bit as I just like continue the shape of the arm down into this area. And then do that thing, exact same thing to the other inner edge there. Merge them back together and make that a lot more thin. RD, what's up, dude? Welcome back, man. At it again. That's right. Yeah. Always at it. Sculpting away. So it might seem a little, you know, counterproductive to split stuff and combine it and split stuff and play with it. It just works. Works for me. I know when I need to do it. And then what I can do is just work on thinning out this crevasse, which is like twice as thick as it needs to be right now. The key to greatness, yeah, keep at it. Practice, 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 practice. That's what we were saying earlier. Lots and lots of work. Man, I don't know why so many people. I guess, you know, everybody kind of just wants that to not be the case in some respect. You know, you don't want, like, when you really start thinking about how much actual work something like getting to a level where you can make something like this is, it's a lot. If you're starting from nothing, it is a lot. And it's really hard to put that in perspective for how much work that is. I wish I had an hour count that I could give people. You gotta really love the process. If you don't love the process, you'll never really get there. Or at least it'll take you a long time. And I love sculpting. So I don't mind doing all this. Spending a long time to make a shape the exact way that I need it. It's part of the process. I'm slowly working on thinning out this area here. And it's actually pretty close to where I was trying to get it before. This needs a little more TLC. So this shape, whoa, I have this shape pulled out pretty far here to match this silhouette line coming down and curving in. A pretty hard shape to figure out, but we're pretty close. That dagger elbow could like rotate or swing out a little bit more, I think. Not entirely sure how I would want to do that. Try skewing it a little bit first. I really want this silhouette to work, because I think it's cool. We'll say that's good enough. Using move backface masking. Close up some junk here. And just work on cleaning that transition back up. I know, a little bit, seems a little bit backwards, but it does work. This is something that we want to avoid though, from this silhouette, from top down and bottom up. That kind of M shape that we're getting there. My shoulder just popped. Didn't feel great. Start to forget what this is the more you look at it. trying to decide how I want to remesh this. If I even care. I want to see what happens if I try remeshing it without keep groups on. I just want to see what the topology does. When you bake your normal maps in Substance, you get a dark edge along the edges. Any ideas what could cause that? You probably... so there are a lot of different things that cause that, but the first thing that comes to mind is it has nothing to do with Substance Painter. It's just, you know, something that happens with baking all normal maps no matter what you're in. It depends where it is, but if it's on the edges of an object, like let's say you have a cube, I would maybe look up some like common normal map problems, but it sounds like you need to set up your smooth groups or the way you UV'd your object. Wherever you have a hard UV edge, so if like you have a box, right, and you go 1, 2, and you go, you have a hard edge there, you want to separate those. So you don't have the normal map attempting to calculate a curve between those or trying to fade in and create this dark edge. There's some great stuff on YouTube where you can look up really common normal map problems. It'll probably be like the first one. That's what it sounds like to me. Alright. Keep groups. Be good, Zbrush. Do a good job here. J Artist, what's going on? I would like to see a future Super 17. I love this character. Like a Super Saiyan 17? What's Super 17? Like Dragon Ball Super? What is Super 17? How do I not know who Super 17 is? What? What? Who is this? What is this from? A fusion of Android 17 and Hellfighter 17. I do not know who Hellfighter 17 is either. I'm so behind on Android 17 lore. He looks a little doofy. He kind of has the big chin though that the Android 17 that I'm working on has. So that's kind of funny. It's kind of similar. My Dragon Ball knowledge is not up to par, obviously. This is alright. This isn't too terrible through here. I just want it to be a little bit more clean. If that is possible. Punchy Ninja, what's going on? Punchy Ninja. That sounds wrong. Ninjas are supposed to use swords and Naruto daggers, kunai. They're supposed to use weeb weapons, not punches. That's not okay. Now I'll work on actually, cleaning this up and getting this to a good place. Can turn on the material for the shirt as well. Let's just see how that elbow's looking. Arm, I think, is reading a lot better. This curve still feels like really sharp here. It feels like I don't like how much that's like swooping in there. if I can make that less of a thing, that would be sweet. If not, I guess it's not the end of the world. Let's just get in here and work on this elbow for a little bit. How long have I been working on this character? I think like around 15 hours or so. On stream, the whole thing. I would normally sculpt probably about like twice as fast if I was not streaming, just because I talk and explain stuff and stop to demonstrate certain things. But yeah, this whole dude, probably roughly like 15 hours or so. Shoosh. We got more to do though. We're not done yet. You think you saw this guy being made a while back? Probably by me. I've never seen anybody else work on this exact concept. But if there is, I would love to see what kind of cool stuff they're doing. I think you mean probably on my channel. Been working on him for maybe a couple weeks. I did stream and work on this character last Tuesday here on this channel, though. On my channel, yeah. That's what I figured. There's those dang copycat artists. I'm pretty like, my job is pretty much a copycat artist, right? I just turn other people's 2D stuff into 3D. I don't know why, but sometimes people, I don't know what goes through someone's head, but they will like, I don't know. They'll like sculpt something that I made and then just like tag me in it randomly but not say anything about it. They'll just only tag me in it, and it makes me feel really awkward because I don't know what to say. Like, hey, thanks. I think it's cool when people, you know, are following along with stuff, but, you know, say hi. Don't feel so shy. I'm just another guy. I won't bite. We actually are a little bit over time, but I think that's okay, because I don't think the next person streams for another couple hours. In 2 hours, yeah. So So we'll go just a tiny bit longer, but if anybody has any questions here, please get them in the next couple minutes before I head out, just to make sure we don't miss anything before we go. Much patience, yes. Say hi, don't be shy, I'm just another guy. You should get in the rap game. I never rhyme on purpose. That's why I typically, if I do rhyme or I make a pun on accident, I will apologize immediately. Don't be shy, I'm just another guy. I don't know if a rap game would be the right, maybe like children's novels. You have to be good at rapping the naughty words to be a rapper. Alright, this still feels... See some more volley. Some more volume. He's in the rap game, if you know what I mean. The wrong rap game. W-R-A-P, yeah. Yes, I wear my sunglasses at night as well. Just floating by, no problem. I'm about to jump off of here as well. That elbow is lethal. Yeah, something like that. Could stab out an eye with this guy. He is a robot though, so. An android. Makes sense. Makes sense if you don't think about it too hard. Alright, so we've done quite a few different things during our couple hours tonight, but I think that is going to be a good place for us to stop. I'll be doing more on my channel tomorrow. I stream every day on my Twitch channel. It's just twitch.tv/Follygon with an underscore at the end. It's somewhere up here in this general vicinity. I stream every day except for Sunday. I stream at noon EST. And Saturdays are Critique Saturdays. So if you guys want to get some stuff critiqued live on stream, you can. All you have to do is email it to me at follygon@gmail.com. Email me a Z tool and include some... I'm just noticing more things now that I'm zooming out. I'll try not to get distracted. Include some info about the file, and we'll do a critique on it. It'll be cool. It'll be a lot of fun. Other than that, subscribe to the, or I guess not subscribe here on Twitch. Follow the Twitch. I have to remember the vernacular for every single website. Twitch, click the follow button if you haven't already for Pixelogic. And I would appreciate it if you guys checked out my channel. Check out their YouTube channel. They have a ton of awesome stuff. Someone else is streaming here in a couple hours. Who was it? Ara is doing some mech design. Oh, that's pretty cool. So I was doing some more organic, but you know, not quite kind of organic-y, but stylized stuff, but doing some mech design. That sounds like fun. That'll be at 7 p.m. PST. So again, that'll be in just a couple hours. Other than that, you guys have a great night, and I hope to see you at some point in the future. What is my channel? Just Follygon. Just Google Follygon and you'll find all my stuff. Shouldn't be too hard. It should be in all the top results. But again, you guys have a great night, and I hope to see you next time. Bye all.